Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Ladder Legends replay analysis. Today we're going to be going over a PVZ versus TurboLax and Insane. Let's see the notes from this PVZ. The notes are, what can I do here? The roach push is coming, but I can't hold it. All right. Let's see what we decided to go for. Good to see a game from you, TurboLax. See how we're progressing on since the first session we had. So normally PVZ, roaches, very much so countered by Immortals, right? And generally speaking, we go Stargate first. So our Cybercore was a bit late, and so was our Nexus. It's because we went for a hatch block. Not the biggest hater, but I do think that because of said fact, probably should go Cybercore before Nexus. His delay is worse, and also early Adepts can get a lot more damage done when the bases are disjointed like so. For example, sometimes shading the Adept into the main base is a guaranteed death sentence, but on this map in particular, Old Republic, at the top here, you can hit the drones from the high ground. So you can be attacking here, shading up this direction, and then still be attacking the drones that are on the minerals, potentially. So, alright, we see him making drones. Probe is here. We're going for our Cybercore. Second pylon coming in. Things are looking alright so far. Now we're going for Adept. We're grabbing Warp Gates. So another thing we should want to do is you can grab your Stargate before you grab your Warp Gate. This will be a 225 Stargate or so. Maybe a little later because your Cybercore is a little later, so maybe a 231. But you have no real reason for needing Warp Gate this early, but what we do need in case of a Speedling Flood is to have our first Oracle already out and ideally the second Oracle on the way. So that's what we're looking for here. Alright, Adept shading out. We're going for a third base. Probe should already be over here. Pylon for 46 can be made right here. That way the Adept can have better surface area. You can also put it next to the gas as well and just give yourself a 1 square gap. But the pylon can be for you can also place a shield battery, but it should be by your third base. Unless you absolutely know some sort of push is coming. Alright, Oracle is out. We are going for the third base. We are late on the third base. We canceled it because we misplaced it and we lost the probe for that. Definitely a bit of an error here. First and foremost, we should immediately be having another probe coming forward here. We also do not have any sort of follow-up tech to the Stargate. If we're not going to go for multiple Oracles here, we definitely need our tech to be following it up. Twilight Council, Robo, and or both. Most commonly at the moment is Twilight Council Forge to follow this up. Here we go. So we're going for a third base. Take way too much hull damage on the Oracle because we fly right over the Queens, but at least we finally got the third established. The third is now a minute late at this point, and once again, we still have no follow-up tech. Okay, we're going for an extra Oracle, which indicates we want to go for Twilight. Would love to be seeing that Twilight Council be put down here. There we go. Now we're going for Forge, Twilight Council, and an extra Gateway. So, our extra tech here is a minute and a half late. So, just keep that in mind for this Roach push. Also turn on the Oracle again, even though the Adepts could definitely have handled that ourselves, giving us less energy for defensive tactics like Stasis Ward. Alright, we're sending another Oracle across the map. Because we're floating so much money, I actually would prefer you just keep the Oracles at home for defense. Or wait until you have 2 Oracles and then go try to cancel a 4th base. 4th base, general timing, 4:30 to 5 minutes. So we could definitely be looking for this. His Spore is placed nicely. He's going for double Evo and a Roach. Oh. Roach and a Roach Horn. Alright, we're getting our Robo in here, and now we want to be adding in extra gateways. Before our third base is up, you want to go to at least 5, right? Like, so as the third base is building, you can go up to 5, and then we'll add in our additional 4 up to 9 before we grab a 4th base. That's indicative, or based on how many minerals we've been bringing in. So we're going for Stalkers, but we're also building Charge. So, Stalkers are just for extra DPS support, but yeah, now we're going for an Adept attack. The Adept attack is about 45 seconds late from where it normally is. Usually you want to be going across this right as your other Oracle's popping out, but once again, all of our extra facilities are late, and we have been consistently floating between 700 and 900 minerals since that third base mishap earlier. Take a look at our probe count. We're only at 54 probes. Remember, Protoss wants to be 10 per minute the game has gone on. Ideally, we're at full 3-base saturation already. Alright, we're making Zealots. We want to be chrono boosting out Immortals here, especially if we know that Roaches are coming. So we're going for this little Adept attack, trying to get some damage done. We have the Hurt Oracle in the front. Alright. Now, I don't really care if this Adept attack does damage or not. What I care about is the macro back at home, right? So this Robo has now been done for, let's see, how long was the Robo finished for? Robo finishes at 6:25. When do we start our first immortal? 7:05. So we had a solid 40 seconds. This could already be immortal number 2, even without a chrono boost. But ideally, we'd be chrono boosting as well. So you would have an immortal already out on the field, as well as another immortal more than halfway done if we were properly building and chrono boosting these units. Also, we lost both oracles in the engagement, therefore we have no defensive stasis wards, so at the bare minimum we should add at least another 3 batteries here if we want to defend. So our third base was late, our tech was super late, and the tech we did grab we were not producing out of properly. Love to see an energy overcharge on this oracle so we can get a stasis ward. Stasis ward, very key for buying yourself more time here. I like that we're adding some stalkers in, but what we really need right now is chrono boosts on these immortals. How much chrono boost energy do we have? We've got at least 3 on this nexus, a 4th on this nexus, and only 1 immortal out at the 750 mark. If we're being honest, man, we should be working. Immortal number 3 should already almost be out if we're properly producing out of the robo, even based on the timing you got it, which was late as previously discussed. So all right, warping in more stalkers, and Blink is nowhere near finished. So what army would I rather have here? Would I rather have 15 stalkers, 4 zealots, and 4 adepts? Or would I rather have 15 zealots and 4 immortals? 15 zealots and 4 immortals every day of the week. Also, sentries, even though they have ravagers, still very good for sectioning off the army and allowing you to get guaranteed roach kills with said immortal. I like the choice of a void ray for defense. But yeah. He knew the roach push was coming, but we were just behind on what we're doing on our transitions and our worker counts. So there's also no stasis wards to buy yourself any time here, and we only have a single battery. Corrosive Bile catches the reinforcing units. And this is GG. He's doing really well with the biles on the reinforcement units. I like that from him. So yeah, let's make sure we get our third established somewhere between the 3.5 or the 310 and 350 mark. And also, if you are going to go for extra oracles, let's make sure they're on time. So consecutively, one right after the other. And once you start oracle number 2, we need to be throwing down Twilight Council. Otherwise, if you're not going to go for any extra oracles after number 1, we need to start our extra tech the moment you have 100 gas after that. Hopefully this helps, TurboLax. If you have any questions, you know my DMs are always open. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.